When it comes to using AI or building AI powered applications, one of the most crucial skills you can learn is prompt engineering. Now, I'm not a big fan of the term. It feels very gatekeepy, like a skill that we all can't learn, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Like any other skill, this is something we can all get better at over time. If you want, I have an article over on Bite Sized AI, which is another newsletter I run that goes into a bunch of various topics on AI. One of the things we cover is how to talk to robots. In today's tutorial, I want to focus in on a particular technique called few-shot prompting, and this is inspired by a comment over on YouTube. Hi Dan, can you please make a video on few-shot prompt templates in Spring AI? Thanks. I tried to implement using an assistant message type, but the output from the LLM is not what I expected. All right, so if you head over to the Spring AI reference documentation, there's some information on here to dive a little bit deeper. But there are under prompts, advanced techniques like zero shot, few shot, chain of thought, react, which is reason and act. And if you look at few shot learning, there is a link to this website, which is promptingguide.ai, which is a really excellent website to go through and start to work on some of these prompt engineering skills. So I'll leave that for you to read. I went over to ChatGPT and I just said, hey, what is few shot prompting and how does it help? Few shot prompting is a technique in prompt engineering used with large language models like GPT-4, where you provide a small number of example inputs and outputs with the prompt itself. Typically, you include 2 to 5 examples, hence few shot, to clearly illustrate the format, structure, or type of response you're looking for. So here's an example. I want to classify the sentiment of the following tweets as positive, negative, or neutral. You could just try and hand the LLM a bunch of tweets and have it classify them, or you can give it a few examples of what you're looking for. So here's a tweet, the sentiment is positive. Here's a tweet that is negative. Here's another one, neutral. Now I'm going to give you a tweet. I want you to classify it for me. So this is great. Some really great information in here. I'll kind of leave this in the description below as well. Then I went and asked, should this be sent as part of the user or system message? Now, if you remember back to the question I got from YouTube, that user said they were sending that as part of the assistant message, which is not where we want to send it. So if you're unfamiliar, when you ask an LM a question, that is the user message. There is an overall system message that you can send along, which gives the large language model context in what to work with. Silly examples are respond in all caps, talk like a pirate, but these really work out when you want to give it context on how you want to kind of respond. But in this case, it says, hey, this should be included with the user message rather than the system message. Here's why. A user message includes explicit examples illustrating the expected input-output pairs. A system message defines the overall behavior, tone, or role, not specific examples. So that's really good to know. So that kind of defines how we're going to set up our app. So what we can do is set a system level message saying you are an assistant that classifies tweet sentiments as positive, negative, or neutral. So the user message is, hey, classify the sentiment based on these examples. And what we'll do is we'll provide the examples in the user message and then the actual message that we need to be classified. So that is what we're going to do today. Fairly simple to do in Spring AI because, again, we have access to all the different message types in an application. So we can set up our user message to look like this. We can pass a system message along, and we can go ahead and ask the LLM to go ahead and classify this for us. So with that, I'm going to head over to start.spring.io. I'm going to fill in some metadata. So let's say dev.danvega. We'll call this reviews. I'm going to give it a couple of reviews and ask it to classify them. All we'll need for this is the web project, and we'll need the LLM. So I'm going to use OpenAI. That's all we need. From there, we can go ahead and generate the project. This will give us a zip file. We can go ahead and open this up in whatever text editor or IDE we're most productive in. For me, that's going to be IntelliJ. And again, if this is the first time you're kind of using Spring AI, I would suggest kind of going back and watching through some of my tutorials. But to do this, to get started, you'll need an OpenAI key, OpenAI API key. Once you have that, we can go ahead and do this. But if you don't have one, don't worry, just follow along. And we'll learn a little bit more about how to use few-shot prompting technique in Spring AI. With that, what are we waiting for? Let's write some code. All right, so here I am in my application. I need to open up application.properties, and we're going to fill in a couple of properties. We're going to say our API key is equal to, I have an environment variable called OpenAI API key. So that way I don't leak my credentials. You can go ahead and hard code that in if you want, but try to stay away from doing that. I'm also going to go ahead and set our chat model. In this case, we're going to use GPT-4o, and that's all we need to get started. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the application. Let's go ahead and close that because all we need is a bean. We're going to create a command line runner, and we get access to the chat client.builder, and now we can go ahead and set a chat client. So I'm going to create a client. So I'm going to use that builder. One thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to set some default options. So we haven't really talked about this a lot, but I want to go ahead and set some options for the temperature. So I'm going to use this builder. I'm going to set the temperature, and I want to set this to 0.0 because we are classifying reviews, and we don't want any creativity there. We want it's either positive or neutral, right? So we're going to set the temperature to 0, where 1.0 would kind of give us more creativity. In this case, I just want to set it to 0 because we want it to be explicit. This is either positive or negative. So from there, I can go ahead and build this, and then I'll get a chat client back. And actually, we want to just, yep, no, that's okay. I forgot something here. We're going to return args, and we can go inside of there. Okay, so now that I have a chat client, I can go ahead and make a call to the LM, but I want to set up this user message first. So, and actually what we can do is let's just copy what we got from ChatGPT. And again, these are tweets, but reviews, whatever, same thing. So I can say, hey, this is a string. We'll call this tweets. And then I'll go ahead and use multi-line string here. And there is that, right? Okay. So this is our user message. So now we also want to go ahead and set a system message. So let's say var system is equal to new system message. And this will be, hey, you are an assistant that classifies tweets sentiment as positive, negative, or neutral. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and call this a new user message, right? So that is that, and that is that. Cool. So now we have our two messages, our system message and our user message, that contains a few examples for the LLM to run off of. Okay, so now what we can do is we can say client.prompt, and in the prompt, I could pass in a list of messages. So I'm going to pass in system and user, what did we call that? Tweets. All right, so those are our tweets. We're going to make a call to the LLM, and all we want back is a response. So we're going to get the response, and that should be that. Now we are complaining about something here. Oh, we need to pass it a prompt, I think. Right, so this prompt can take in a string if we just want to pass in like a user message. But if we're going to pass in kind of a list of messages, we need to pass in that, right? Cool. So that'll give us a string response. And what we are expecting back is to give us a sentiment about this tweet. Seems like it should be positive. So hopefully we get positive back. And now we have everything we need. We can go ahead and run our application, and we see that we get a positive classification back. So again, this is just another technique within the world of prompt engineering, a very important skill that we all need to keep working on. But this is something called few shot. Instead of just asking it for a sentiment here, we are giving it some examples. So if we were doing this with I was going to do it with like YouTube reviews, so maybe a review of a video, I might give it some reviews and say, well, this one is a positive review. This one's a negative review. Then I can feed the entire system a bunch of my reviews and hopefully get the correct classification out of it. So huge thanks to the person who gave me this comment over on YouTube. I love getting comments on the videos, so I read them as much as I can. I know there's a lot of them. I can't get to all of them, but please keep those comments coming because I will probably use them in a future video. So thanks again for that comment. I had a lot of fun putting this together. If you found some value in this, do me a big favor, leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and as always, happy coding.